I have the keys to a 2022 Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT, and I'm gonna drive it for 1 mile and give you my impressions. The Cayenne Turbo GT is Porsche's highest performing SUV that it's ever made, and it's probably best known for completing the Nürburgring-Nordschleife in just under 7 minutes and 39 seconds. Put that into perspective, that's about as fast as most of Porsche's sports cars nowadays, and is almost as quick as the Carrera GT supercar about a decade and a half ago. To get there, Porsche did a few things to make the Cayenne faster. First of all, no hybrid system like the Turbo SE hybrid. This is all engine, and it's got a 4-liter twin turbocharged V8 that you've seen in a bunch of Audis and Porsches over the years, but this one is tuned to 631 horsepower, 626 pound-feet of torque. However, you're not going to get all of that power down and around a racetrack like the Nürburgring as quickly as it did without some other changes as well. And perhaps just as important as the engine is its suspension, which is specially designed and developed for the Turbo GT. It's lower, it's up to 15% stiffer, there's more negative camber, and these Neodyme wheels, beautiful 22-inch Neodyme wheels, have 285 3522 Pirelli Corsas up front and 315 3022s in the rear, and they are 80 treadwear tires, so super sticky and very track focused or sporty driving focused. On top of that, there's been some weight savings, including the carbon fiber roof. We have a roof spoiler at the back that has these little side plates, and the rest of the spoiler goes across. The exhaust system is now titanium, saving a bunch of weight, and it's center exit just like on all the Cayenne coupes. And it also has a center silencer delete, so it should be louder and sound more sporting than Porsche's other Cayenne offerings. On top of that, to haul things down, you have huge brakes. These things look like extra large pizzas here, and I want to say they're around 17 inches in diameter with 10 piston calipers up front, 4 pistons in the rear. So with that, I'm going to get behind the wheel, drive it for a mile, and give you my impressions.
Be sure to log into your YouTube account, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a video. Best of all, it's free to do so.
So I'll start out in the comfort mode with this and progressively go into the Sport and Sport Plus settings. This road will suit this car very well. So in the normal mode, very nice steering. Very direct. Brakes feel nice at slow speeds. Maybe a little grabbier than the steel brakes, but not too bad. I'll give it full throttle now. Why not? Woo! Dang. This is a quick car. Quick SUV. Feels like a car in some ways. Yeah, so this is a very flowing car. Not much body roll, even in its comfort settings, and that's probably due to the active anti-roll bars. The steering is very direct. This car also has rear wheel steering, so part of that is the turn-in is just very solid. The car points and you go, and there's just no drama. There's no push, no slight hesitation, and that's due, I'm sure, to all those active systems in the car doing their job. So it's well damped, not too soft. Driving on a twisty road like this in its normal setting. Let's put it into sport. So it downshifted a bit there. It'll keep you in some lower gears. Steering tightens up a bit, suspension tightens up a bit. This is one of those roads where you don't need it to be super stiff. Oh man, this thing sounds amazing. It's got this little burping sound or something, just whack right when you upshift. It's a very fluid car, and it's probably due to the tuning for this particular car on the PASM dampers, as well as all the PDCC, the rear steer. It's all custom to this car. So let's put it in a Sport Plus mode. Just downshift it again. Man, this thing sounds mean. This is the sort of sound that when we drove the Panamera Turbo SE hybrid, I wished it sounded like this. It was a little bit quiet, but it seems like with the titanium exhaust and on the Cayenne Turbo GT, deleting the silencer just really helps with the sound. Let's flip it into manual now. So this is Porsche's 8-speed Tiptronic S. Oh my gosh, wow. This thing is a beast. Blips downshifts very well. Very nice transmission. I've said before that I think that this 8-speed, at least in the Cayenne, is just as good, if not better than what the PDK feels like in the Panamera for more of the time. And it feels almost exactly the same on a back road like this. So this car has a lot of power. You could get into a lot of trouble easily. Corners come up very quickly. But fortunately, you've got those brakes to help stop the car quickly, like right there. Just test them out a little bit. Oh my gosh, this thing is so fast. You really feel that wave of torque when those turbochargers start to spool up and come on full boost. You know, maybe Sport Plus is a little bit too harsh on this particular tight road. Here are my ratings. This is a 1 mile review. It's an SUV, it's a pretty big SUV. Normally they don't do so well at car shows. You usually see sports cars, not SUVs at car shows, unless they're maybe classics like an old 4Runner or a Land Rover Defender or something like this. Because this car holds the SUV Nürburgring record at 7 minutes, 38 seconds, 0.9, it's got some coolness factor to it that most SUVs just don't have, including the Turbo SE Hybrid Cayenne or the GTS. The fact that it has the Neodyme wheels, I think there's enough going on here with the brakes, the titanium exhaust, the carbon fiber roof, the Neodyme wheels, that this would do good for an SUV at a car show. Let's give it a 6 out of 10. This is not a Cayenne that you would pick if you were only going to do daily driving and no twisty back roads or who knows, maybe autocross or track driving. It's stiffer than other Cayennes, even in its comfort setting. And that's just due to the sporting nature of this car. It's by no means bad, but if you're expecting a nice, cushy, pillowy ride, this SUV is not going to give it to you, but it's comfortable enough. Otherwise, the seats are great. You have a lot of room in the back, as long as you're not, I'm 5'11" and I fit back there just fine. I have headroom, but if you're over 6 feet, you know, the sloping coupe roof may not be great if you got to transport somebody, you know, or a commute with somebody on your daily drive. I'll probably give this a 6.5 for daily driving. Road trips, probably similar to daily driving. However, you do have a lot of luggage space. The coupe doesn't seem to interfere with that too much unless you have a lot of really big items or items stacked on top of each other. You've got a lot of room, just like in the Cayenne. You don't have the center seat, which might come in handy on road trips or even daily driving. I think this would be a little more comfortable on a road trip than daily driving, just knowing that highways are generally a bit smoother than maybe the pockmarked and potholes of Baltimore and around this area and a lot of urban areas where people do their daily driving. Let's give it a 7 for road trip because it's comfortable. It'll do everything a regular Cayenne will do. You'll just be a little bit less comfortable than in a normal Cayenne, and maybe you'll be filling up a little more often. All right, and fun factor. So I need to be clear, the Cayenne Turbo GT is the funnest SUV I've ever driven, and that includes quite a few of Porsche's Cayenne models from the past. It's also the best 4-door Porsche that I've driven, including the Panamera Turbo S we drove recently, and some other cars I've driven over the years. So it's got the power, it's got the handling, and it feels closer to a sports car than any SUV has the right to be. So I'm gonna give this an 8. It is the most fun you can have as long as you can put up with a stiffer ride and know that daily driving duties will be slightly less comfortable than in a normal Cayenne. And that's my 1 mile review of a Cayenne Turbo GT. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, please like the video. And if you have something to say, comment in our comment section. Let me know if I'm wrong on something or if you have a different opinion. And if you like our channel, please subscribe to it. It helps us out a lot. We are on our way to 100,000 subscribers. And the only way we can get there is if you subscribe. All right, thank you. Till next time.